We are joined by Meredith Marakovits. I would put a little rolled R on there for you. That was weird. I didn't plan on that.
We don't usually do that.
Yeah.
People
Marakovits.
don't usually do that.
And let's start
Marakovits.
over.
How many people get your name wrong?
Marakovits.
Yeah.
Did I get it wrong?
Yeah.
You got it wrong,
Bitch.
yeah.
You're slaughtering
Vitz.
it.
Jake, do the intro.
We're here with Meredith Marakovits.
You got it right?
Yeah.
I listen to your name
Who
like every
are
single
you?
day.
It's okay. He's nervous.
I got Dallas Braden's name wrong too. I called him Dallin.
Yeah, Dallin Braden.
What's wrong with you
He's
today?
struggling.
You gotta stop doing intros.
Were you out last night?
We don't. He
No.
doesn't get out from behind the computer a lot. This is this is big.
Seeing humans is weird for me.
How are you? We'll start there.
I'm wonderful. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're winding down. We've been here for a while, you guys. We've requested to be right by you. Do you think that's creepy, or was that okay by us?
Well, I know you guys are huge Jack Curry fans, so
Yes.
it was more about being close to Jack, I feel like. It had
Yes.
nothing to do with the rest of the Yes Network.
We like looking at Bob's chest. He's very muscular.
He does work out a lot.
Yeah, we saw him coming back from the gym last winter meetings, and we were like, "Oh my god, Bob is huge."
Look, Renz gets it in, yeah.
Yeah,
He Big Chest Bob. I think I'm gonna start calling him that.
I certainly will not call him that, but I will allow you the liberty to call him that. But I may mention it to him when we sit down again. Do you know what they call you?
If you see me in a headlock,
don't say they.
if you see me in a headlock in 15 minutes, are you a lover of winter meetings?
A lover of winter meetings. I feel like that might be a little bit strong. A little strong. I am. You know what? It's fun for me because we get to do our shows here. And oftentimes I'm at the stadium and the guys are in the studio. So the fact that I get to kind of like hang out with them and actually be on set with them, that is enjoyable for me. Also, it's enjoyable if the Yankees actually do something, which, hey, I don't know if you guys heard.
Can you break it?
Yeah. Big new pitcher on the
cool.
Yankees. Garrett Cole. Although the ink is not dry yet, we still need to.
Well,
allegedly.
can't really
Yeah.
talk about that.
Pending, needs a physical, all that good stuff. So I'll be at Yankee Stadium, I'm sure, next week for that official press conference. But yeah, the fact that they obviously made news. And then the other thing that's super enjoyable for me, we get a lot of great Yankees guests that you don't typically hear from throughout the course of the season that fans may not even know. We had Grabner on today, David Grabner, and he talked a lot about the analytics side and some of the things they're doing right now with biomechanics, which may put some people to sleep, but some people may be interested in it. You know what I mean? But we don't typically get to hear from those guys. So to be able to pick their brain a little bit and just really see what the organization is about and where they're headed is pretty cool. And then you guys know, like, this is a weird, dysfunctional family overall, I would say. Baseball, the community, it's just kind of weird. Everybody knows each other.
It's a weird
and
web
like,
and everything's
like,
weaved.
and once you're in, you can't get out. It's like you're just stuck. No, but it is kind of nice to catch up with people. So I'd say I love, like, day one coming here is generally a little bit hard because I've had some time off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I gotta go back to work. But then you pinch yourself and you're like, I'm going to San Diego.
Yep.
Yeah.
Staying in a nice hotel and doing a job I love. So it's not that bad, but it takes you a little while to get in the swing of things. And you're like, oh man, this is a lot of testosterone in that lobby. And then it is cool, like the next 2 days. And then by tomorrow, I feel like everybody is ready to leave. Everyone's like, okay, we've had enough. It was great, but peace.
We accidentally stayed for the Rule 5 day last year, and this year Jake remembered. He was like, let's not do that again. No one was there.
Absolute
no one was happy
exodus.
anymore.
Yeah,
I was like, let's get out of here.
Everyone's severely hungover at that point in time.
We got the red eye tonight, so we're excited.
Nice.
How long have you been with Yes Now? Since 2012?
Yeah, so this coming up will be my 9th season. Just completed my 8th. That's the way math works. 8 and then 9.
Okay.
It's not a math
but yeah,
pod.
We're not a math pod.
Yeah, I was told there'd be no math.
You were there for Jeter's last season. Was your first season, correct?
No,
After
it was
two?
Mariano's last season. I was there. I was there the year before both of them retired. So I was there the year in 2012 when Mariano blew out his knee. Then I was there the following year, obviously, when he retired, and then Jeter thereafter. So I got to see both of those go down, which was cool to have a different vantage point for that instead of watching it on TV like most fans were forced to do. I was standing there in the third base camera well as Andy Pettitte and Derek Jeter came out to grab Mo that one last time, which was just like, and I can't remember. I need to write stuff down. I can't remember if it was for Jeter or for Mariano, but Hideki Matsui was standing right next to me.
Oh, really?
And we like looked at each other and we're like, nah, this isn't happening like this. It might have been Jeter. I can't, but we just like kind of looked at each other and smiled. And we're like, no way. And then boom.
It's cool that you've seen that transition.
Yeah.
Because that's like in our generation, and like Hoke said that he wrote the book about it, and like those weird years in between, and now we have like a mainstay good Yankees again. So like you came in just for the tail end. How much is the clubhouse different from like those end years of the Jeter regime to now the Judge and Gardy being the top?
I'd say the culture has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more loose.
Mm-hmm.
It's younger.
It's natural.
It's different. You know, I think things were so regimented when Jeter was there, and not that they're not now. That's not anything bad the way it is now or anything negative the way it was. It's just different. They never used to have music in the clubhouse. It's just a small thing. Now you hear that probably blaring
like
in the background of the Yes Network in the post game. And I'm like, guys, can you please turn it down a little bit? Like the old lady in the room. Like,
who was the first
me.
music person?
Judge was there, and he was like, we gotta get some things going
there.
There
was never music?
So there was never really music, at least not when the media was there. And
you're talking post game, right?
Post game and pre game too.
Really?
And like on days when CC would pitch, he'd always put on his music. You could tell who had control.
Right.
It would generally be Aaron Judge who makes the playlists and does everything. But every now and again, either he won't be there yet or somebody else will be there and be like straight country or something like that. And I'm like, I know that's not Aaron Judge. That's Brett Gardner or Austin Romine or somebody. You know, Austin Romine's more of like a rock guy, but like that's definitely not him. So it's kind of funny. But the days that CC would pitch, it would be, I want to say, Michael Jackson, a lot of Michael Jackson or something like that. Yeah. So it was kind of interesting to see what everyone likes.
We were told Dylan Betances steals the aux cord every now and then, or he used to.
I would believe that.
Yeah.
I would believe that.
But Curry told us that. So do you believe it now?
No, now I definitely don't believe
No,
that.
I know it's a lie. I know it's a lie.
I could see him doing that, but I will still stand by my statement that Judge generally leads the charge in that category.
When you came to Yes Network and you got the gig and all that and replaced Kim, did you know it was going to be 8 years? Did you hope it was going to be like, this is like the dream job, or?
I did not know it was going to be 8 years. I am thankful to be gainfully employed. That's always a good thing,
that's
right?
good, right?
Pay my mortgage. That's awesome. Let's
good.
keep doing that. No, I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect, and it all kind of happened so fast. I was covering the Sixers for CSN Philly, and it was the middle of their season. I got hired late by Yes. And this is actually a wild story. Like, I never even went to the Yes Network studio before I would, like,
Really?
I was like 3 months into the job, into the
Wow.
season, and I hadn't even been to the studio yet. Like, it was crazy. And I was covering the Sixers. I was just telling someone, I did another podcast, and they're like, how did it all go down? I flew to Florida like 5 times in a week because the Sixers, I think, were in Orlando, and then I had to go back to Philly. Then I went down to Tampa for a day just to get like a credential and like see the place in Tampa.
Yeah, here it is.
And they're like, okay, but they weren't even broadcasting that day, I don't think. It was weird. And then I had to go, I think, back to Philly. Then I went to Miami for a Sixers game, back to Philly for a Sixers game, and then back to Miami because the Yankees were opening up the ballpark in an exhibition with the Marlins at that point in time. And then we started in Tampa. My first day, like literally the first game of the season was my first day. Like no warm-ups, no like let's run through this.
Let
like
it
just
rip,
like
kid.
here you go. Which was fine. And Mariano Rivera blew a save that day. So I'm like, hi, I'm Meredith. About that blown save. Like, you are the greatest closer of all time. Really? Is this what you're doing on my first day? But he's obviously a professional. It was fine. And then from there they went to Baltimore. From Baltimore, I rented a car. No, I took the train to Philly, picked up my car in Philly, put all my clothes in my car. And because everything happened so fast, Yes had rented me an apartment for a month because I had nowhere to live.
Sure.
And they're like, here's a month, like find somewhere to live after that. So yeah, I just basically like packed up my stuff on
crazy.
the way. And then there was the opener at Yankee Stadium. So no, I didn't know it was going to be 8 years, but like it never really set in. I can't believe I've been there 8 years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but hey, it's a pretty cool job. So can't complain.
A big part of this Yankee season became the travels of Suzyn Mare.
Do you want more?
We
Yeah,
need more.
yeah.
The people need more. I mean, are you not barking at people at the Yes Network to make that an actual show? Because it should be.
I mean, there have been some talks amongst people of maybe filming one. Nothing has come to fruition yet, but Suze and I had talked about maybe doing a little trip this off season, maybe doing a little dog sledding.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
I am kind of thinking about hiring a crew to film it
Okay.
and throwing it up on YouTube or something.
You want to use Bill?
Yes.
You want to do it? All right. Yeah, maybe we'll do it. We can make this work.
Do you
and
know
I
it smells
I've got
terrible?
a YouTube guy.
I've never
Dog
done
sledding. They
it.
say it smells. All the dogs are just like farting in your face the entire ride.
Wow, you really gave me something to look forward to.
It wasn't a hard sell.
I don't think Susie's gonna like that. She loves animals though. She absolutely loves dogs and animals. So I feel like half of the show is gonna be her like talking to the dogs, and I'm like, come on, we
That's
gotta
content.
we gotta get to
great.
sledding here. So we had talked about that during the season of possibly doing a trip, but nothing is set in stone.
Okay.
So we'll see. I might be employing you. All right.
I scared Susan last spring training because we saw her in the parking lot and I just wanted to say hi. She's like, she's Billy Crystal, then Susan Waldman, my dream guest for here. Because I'd love to, I mean, her story is absolutely incredible. Like a pioneer for
3,000%. And I don't think enough people realize that. And I don't think enough people appreciate what she's done.
And what she went through.
Yeah, for women in this business.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then, I mean, to hear her talk about John would be phenomenal. So, but I went up to her and I was like, "Hi, I just want to say hi. Like, you're my dream guest." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, okay, bye, thank you."
Podcast drama.
Okay,
Full
bye.
blown creep show.
Yeah. Well,
I thought I was okay, but yeah, no, she was probably like,
Were you
"What?"
there? Was he okay?
I mean, he was okay. It wasn't great.
We heard she's not like the thrilled when people run up and just like say hi like that because she went through so much crap.
Well,
early on.
you probably startled her.
Yeah.
Like you probably like crept up from behind.
Susan.
Or
A
like,
little bit.
No,
No.
she's cool though. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
sure she
awesome.
was just like, what's going on here?
How has your guys' relationship grown? Because I mean, again, like you know what goes. Yankees Twitter is Yankees Twitter. It's kind of an insane place, and like your guys' travels became a thing, and it became part of the season. And be like, oh, that was cool.
rain,
You're hanging-
and rain delays.
I mean, how is your guys' relationship build? I mean, I guess up to this point, like you guys are travel buddies, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider the fact, I mean, there's a big contingent that travels with the Yankees. You're with these people more than you're with your family.
Yeah.
So the least you can do is try to get along, right? And her and I are the only females that travel. So I think for a lot of years, she oftentimes would go out with a lot of the radio people as I go out with a lot of the Yes people to grab dinner on the rare nights that there's a day game and you're in a city and you're able to actually get a decent dinner. But, I just kind of said, hey, you want to go grab dinner one night or you want to grab a drink? Because it's like it's a tough life in some aspects of being on the road in a hotel room around the same people 24/7. So it's nice to get to go out with somebody else that's not like part of your crew all the time. So yeah, I don't know. We just started going out, grabbing some drinks, having some laughs, and the rest is history. We wound up at Niagara Falls this year.
Oh, American side or Canadian side?
Canadian side.
Good
And
call.
it's actually still on my Insta under a highlight because I think that's a highlight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my God, did we have a blast. Like it was such a fun day. It's the Maid of the Mist on the US side. I forget what they call the Canadian version. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're there with the ponchos on,
Yeah.
getting like drenched by the falls. Like it was a good day. We then went wine tasting and one of the funniest things that she has ever said, she's like, why would you take me here? This is wine for peasants. This is terrible.
Yes, Susan.
I was like, oh my God, you are classic. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So we have some fun adventures. She said coming into this season, she's like, I need to do more stuff like you do. And I go, okay, I'm going to hold you to that. So we've had some
she's got
adventures.
a great Instagram account. Her and Dono just crushed the Instagram. They're like the
Yes.
best Yankee follows.
She, I helped her out with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Told
wow.
her she had to get on the gram.
Yeah.
And there she is.
And she put we have what's that?
That's baseball.
That's
Susan?
baseball Susan shirt, and like someone sent it to her and she posted it, and I was like, that's hilarious. Then that day they were doing their intro, and not that's baseball Susan. Well, Susan, I thank you. His opening lines, and he messed them up for the first time in like 20 years.
Oh my God.
Because they were laughing about the shirt,
I
and she
believe
was
it.
like, "You just got it wrong. Like we were just talking about it. It's the first time you got it wrong."
Those two are classic.
They've been together for a long time.
They have.
So I have walk-offs are obviously a fun thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People always, I don't know. Do I have like like a resting bitch face or something. I don't know, because people
RBF.
after those, am I allowed to say that? on
Yeah,
this?
You can say whatever you
Okay. So people always hit me up and be like, "You look so angry. You must be mad that the players got
In the
you."
walk-off?
Yeah, like you look so. I'm like, I didn't think that my face looked
There's
angry.
a
I
lot of
wasn't
people
angry.
that-
People
like,
suck.
There's a lot of people that like
Thanks, listeners.
they don't understand like that Kay is like bantering a lot of times. They're like,
Yeah.
Kay's being mean to Meredith. And I'm like, they're clearly having a fun back and forth.
oh yeah,
And it's funny. Also, people have no idea that you're in the booth sometimes, like you're behind them.
oh yeah.
They're always like, she's right there.
Literally right there. Although, depending on what stadium it is, like sometimes I'm behind them, sometimes I'm aside of them. And in Toronto, like Michael and I just lost our minds. I think it was the last trip. We literally were just throwing
Throwing things
Oh, I
back.
remember
throwing
that. Yeah,
things
yeah.
back and forth. And I can't remember who was the other announcer on that trip. We like kept hitting them. They're looking at us like, "What is wrong with you two children? Like, stop!" But we like to have some fun.
Are you gonna hold it over his head that you were out at winter meetings for Cole and he wasn't here?
I think that Michael probably is feeling his own pain right now. I'm not gonna rub it in.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
That's
rub
fair.
it in. He probably is really bummed that he's not out here. And unlike him, where he would just try to double down on the misery,
Yes.
I'm gonna be nice about it, and I won't do that.
That's very
But,
nice of
Yeah. So.
Is there a play-by-play crew that you're like, this is the silly crew? Like that's when like things, is it like
go off the rails completely?
yeah.
It just depends. I feel like it's more just game dependent.
uh-huh.
And if it's a long, kind of boring game, I hate to say, and you're like there for like 4.5 hours, you sometimes just lose your mind a little bit. Like you kind of just go off the rails a little bit. I mean, not that we're not taking the job seriously. We are obviously professional on
It's
the
a-
air,
it's
but
sports,
it's like
it's fun.
in between commercial breaks,
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
between innings where we're like, just chattering and having some fun.
We have we run into mostly him because he's the nut job on Twitter, and if there's a live moment, obviously at this point that he starts going nuts and blah blah blah.
I haven't seen it. Whatever. are you
Yeah, so there's a
referring to?
couple of vids out there. Is that? And we have these exciting. Oh, when there's a walk off. Well, I'll do this for both of you for
Okay.
walk offs. When there's a walk off and he's had a long day, he's like, oh crap, because he's gonna make 3 different videos about the walk off. And it's just going to be a whole lot of action for him. For you, I mean, if a walk-off's coming, you're probably getting some Gatorade, and you're going to have some
Bubble gum from Didi was the thing for a while.
I mean, you're going to have some great content yourself because it's high energy. It's a walk-off.
Yeah, of course.
Is there a little bit of like, I might get dumped in Gatorade, this is going to suck? Or is it a little bit of both where you're like, part of this is going to suck, but this is going to be awesome at the end of the day? Or how's that
Just
go?
like, I don't know. It's kind of just part of the job.
Yeah.
Like you kind of expect it. If I see it, then I'll try to step away. Sometimes they come from an angle where like, obviously I don't have eyes in the back of my
Right.
head, so I can't necessarily see everything. The only time that I'm like, oh man, this is not good. If I'm taking a flight, like I've already got
Right.
hit.
Getaway day.
I've already got hit.
Okay, that's good
and
to know.
then I had to ask poor Robbie Kukuza, I'm like, can you put my dress in the dryer? And I'm walking around in like oversized Yankee sweatpants and like whatever. And my dry clean only dress probably is in like the industrial dryer in Yankees clubhouse. And I'm like, oh man, this is not good.
What about the
But-
champagne parties? Because you don't have goggles.
No, because then I don't know. Like everyone's like, well, why don't you wear a poncho and do this? I'm like, do you understand the amount of like there is nothing
Yeah.
that could
Yeah.
save me.
And it's
It may as well just take it like a champ and
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
on with it. And I've had players come up to me and say, if we didn't like you and we didn't, respect you, we wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
right.
So it's kind of like a badge of honor. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun. They're excited. It's a long season for them. It's a long season for us. I think you take those fun moments when you can get them. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the walk-offs because there is that element of energy and excitement. The champagne celebrations. I mean, people would pay, I don't even know how much to be a part of those, right?
yeah.
Oh my.
And it's fun, and it's nice talking to the guys after they've accomplished one of their goals of the season. Obviously, they have not accomplished that ultimate goal, and hopefully the Cole signing
Yeah.
helps. But they're amped up after they win a series or they advance to the next.
Cole signing.
Not official yet.
Okay.
You Yes Network started doing like opponent interviews. I don't know what you guys, I forget the name.
Yeah, I think we called it Meredith's Mashup.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Meredith's
Did I make
Mashup.
that up? I don't know. I think that's what it was
Are
called.
those coming back? I thought it was great.
I hope so. Yeah. You know what? They're a little difficult at times to set up with the opposing PR. So I can't be two places at one time.
Yeah.
So getting them done sometimes is a little bit difficult, but I enjoy them. I did one with Blake Snell. I think it was last year, and he was really good. Talked about some of his off the field stuff. He's a big sneakerhead, as am I. So yeah, I like talking to some of the other players. Obviously, there are a lot of Yankees that are former Yankees or whatever that I can catch up with as well. So if there's some type of a Yankee connection, I'll usually gravitate towards those people first, and then obviously your good players like an Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
I've talked to Manny Machado before. I'll try to catch up with some of them as well.
Yeah, I think it's great because what we always say is if you're a fan of one baseball team, if you're a diehard Yankees fan and you watching all 162 games, you're not really watching other teams because it's impossible. It's too hard. Like, it's football. You can watch multiple games, NBA and NHL. You can do that. You can't do that in baseball if you're 162. So those give you a glimpse into the actual personalities of other teams. I remember you had one with Orioles Trey Mancini.
Yeah,
and it was cool. I was like, oh, I like him.
He was a nice dude.
Yeah, that was nice.
He was doing a lot of charity work at that time, which was pretty neat. And I remember Bregman did a lot of things last off season, where he would just like randomly surprise people and do like these weird acts of kindness, which he put on YouTube, which was kind of fun. Yeah. So I talked to him a little bit about that.
If they come down, I'm guessing the producer for Yes, they choose like the star of the game or whatever, right? Or do you?
It's usually a collaborative effort.
Kind of like you know who it is.
Also
usually.
Self-explanatory 9 times out of 10. Like,
but
okay, he hit the home run, so he probably is the star of the
We're
game.
leaning this way.
Yeah.
When it's DJ, are you like, okay, let's here's okay.
So here's the thing about DJ.
Yes.
I was so proud. I did a sit-down interview with him for Yes. He smiled and he laughed in the interview, and they didn't use it.
What?
They can't ruin his reputation.
Who do we yell at? Like
I still don't know who to yell at. I'm like,
yell
how
at
do we
Medvin.
not
We can
use
blame
that?
Medvin.
He smiled. He never smiles. No, he's really nice. He's just quiet.
Yeah, no,
He's quiet. He's
there was one
Jimmy
interview
loved
you
it.
had with him where Jake and I were watching together and we were just dying. Because you were like,
You were asking
You asked
questions.
you asked
You
question
were trying
2.
to, damn it.
And he like said something and started to leave, and you were like, "We have like two
Yeah,
more."
no,
DJ.
DJ, this is the start.
We're not done here yet, buddy. No, he's. I think as the season progressed, he got a little bit more comfortable, but I just don't think it's ever really going to be his thing.
He is who he is.
He'll do it because he knows it's part of being a professional and doing it, but I don't think he thoroughly enjoys doing interviews. But you know what? He is a huge hockey fan.
Okay.
So if you talk to him about that,
Okay.
he'll get into that. He actually did really love living in New York too. Like he'd go to the park and blah blah blah. So I've talked to him about that stuff. Like he's pretty good and pretty animated. When the camera is not on, he's very good.
Okay.
When the camera's on, I think he gets a little bit tense. But nothing like. Do you guys remember Shane Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, closer now. He's kind of turned his career around a little bit. I'll never forget when he got called up. He was a starter at the time for the Yankees, and it was his first start. I think it might have been his major league debut too. I don't remember, or I don't know if they used him in the pen and then had him. I don't remember. It was a while ago. Anyway, talking to him in the clubhouse after the game, and the light goes on the camera. And he's like, "Oh my God, that's so bright." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, it'll be fine." I felt so bad. I felt like he was so terrified of the whole situation. I'm like, "It's all going to be okay." And then I spoke to him when he was in Detroit, and it was like night and day.
Oh, really?
Some guys just take a little while to get comfortable with it all.
Those lights can be bright.
Yeah.
What was wasn't it Joe Harvey's dad? Was that this year?
That was this year, yeah.
That was wild, huh?
That was something.
That was something
That was
else.
something.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't, no comment.
He was enjoying the game.
He was excited.
Yeah, he was excited, but I spoke to him for like a whole half inning before that, and he was completely fine.
He was making
And
sentences?
Yeah, full sentences.
Yeah.
And then I think he was just like the moment kind of got him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was just nervous and excited and watching his kid in the big leagues for the first time. And it probably did not come off the way that he would have maybe liked for it to come off. So I did feel bad about that because I don't like to put people in a bad spot by any stretch. But
I thought he was just very nervous.
he was nervous for sure. He was excited and nervous, and
Anything?
Yeah.
Any secrets you want to tell us about Kay that everyone needs to know?
Yeah, I got one actually.
Okay.
Would
Let's
you
hear it.
believe this? Now, I know you watch every game.
Yes.
So I was out in McCovey Cove in a kayak.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
Awesome.
That
Like,
was
one
awesome.
of my best days on the job. And he told me if I got out in McCovey Cove, he would pay me, I think it was $11 or $12.
You're right.
Still waiting.
Oh,
Wow.
Still
Doesn't
waiting.
pay.
K-Stir.
Come on,
Would you
Michael.
believe that?
That's incredible.
Wow.
Did you see the guy out there who grills like food for himself in his kayak?
I did not see him out there. I don't think he was there that day.
In 3 years, when they go back, or 6 years, can you interview him and be like, "Hey, what does your wife think you do when you say I'm going to the game?"
I'm going to the game or I'm going to work. Does
Yeah.
he think he says he's going to work?
I don't know, but what does he tell people when the final thing is he's in a kayak grilling hot dogs by his lonesome in the middle of the bay? It's a weird life.
Also,
I'm glad he found his thing.
what do you do that enables you to go out there and grill in a kayak every game? You just maybe independently wealthy, some type of tech situation out there.
If he's selling the meat to like other kayakers, like he's the vendor out there,
Then
that'd be awesome.
That's kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want our followers to like tweet at Kay?
Oh,
Because
man.
I want to warn you, it's a slippery slope. The one time that we really did this, because we like to stay in our lane. We don't want to ruffle feathers too much. A couple videos, but
okay.
um,
Why don't I believe you?
They were doing CC's softball game, and we were like, "Yo, like we gotta get to this. Like
let's go.
we could do some sideline stuff. We'd be silly. Like we don't even want to play. It'd probably be bad if we did play." And so Amber put something out. Amber Instagrammed. She's like, "Who do you guys want to see?" And she was looking for, and she's like, "Who do I want?" And I forget.
Oprah.
It was like Oprah and Jay-Z or something like that. And they
Beyonce.
wanted big names at
Yeah.
the softball game. So
We
we
told
threw it
our
out there like,
fans,
"Oh,
like,
you
hey, go
guys
tell
should
her us."
Tell Amber." And so they like blew up her Instagram.
She
and we
like
were
DM'd us. She was like, "Hey, guys, like if you want to come, you can fill out this form and stuff." We're like, "We're sorry."
We're very sorry.
Oh my God,
But-
that's
so
funny.
if
But she
you-
did extend the invite.
If you
She's
want to blow
awesome.
up,
She's
she's the
great.
best.
She's the
That
nicest
whole
person.
family,
Yeah,
like
they're
it
wonderful.
blows my.
She's a boss too. I went and did a thing at their house a couple years back, and the coolest thing that they have a couple of children, as we know, 4 children, and they're all in all kinds of activities, and they have this chalkboard that they have the schedules of everyone, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God, I'm exhausted just looking
Wow.
at that thing. Like, how do you keep it all together? She's like, well, that's how I keep it together. And the cool thing about that family is not only do they give back, and they've done a ton of great charity stuff, but the kids are always involved in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
They're a
pretty
unit.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty special. And they spend a lot of time with their kids, which not everyone does. So it's cool to see a family function like that and seem
Yeah.
to really get along and enjoy each other's company.
They're
Very,
awesome.
very cool to see.
Do you have any questions for us, Meredith?
Questions for you guys.
Tough.
Why is it cold over here?
Just got a little cold.
Sorry.
Cold.
It's okay.
Did you need a
You don't
coat?
have RBF, by the way.
I think I'm
If
gonna be-
someone tweets that at you, tell
no,
them.
I'm like, everyone thinks
tell
I'm
them
so
to go fuck
angry, and then
themselves.
people
No.
like get angry at the players, and I'm like, dude, it's part of the gig. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's all
fine.
A person can be smart. People are dumb.
That's my favorite quote.
very-
It's from Men in Black.
That's how we live.
How many times have you watched that movie?
I've never seen it.
Stop.
No, I've never.
guy.
I've seen maybe the first one when I was younger, but someone put that quote somewhere, and I was like, that explains Twitter perfectly.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that things were going to get as insane as they got for you after that little video that you put out there?
Well, I knew people were gonna love it, but I didn't know it was gonna become the merch line and like the saying and the motto, and I didn't know I was gonna be on like the Fan talking about it, and how it like really helped the back end of our business. Like we went from Jake and I went from living off no money to like we have a company now. And that was the
awesome.
spark. But we put in the groundwork to like be able to do that. But yeah, it's been a wild year.
I think we thought that we would stumble. We thought that we would be something. We didn't know if that would range from like 2 guys that have a quirky side hobby. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we got a podcast. We record it on the weekends.
Yeah.
Or if we could make it and where we are now, I think if things went well, maybe we'd get there in
5
5,
years.
7 years.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, oh, damn. So we do. I think it's one of my main jobs is trying to like, we get lost in stuff. He gets more lost in it than I do. I'm a little aloof, but it's like some days it's tough and you got to be like, dude, we're at a really cool spot.
Yeah.
We're like it's
you're having fun.
It's kind
You're
of
enjoying
unreal. People are. Last year at winter meetings, we were kind of in the corner doing this. Like I think we were scared to say hi to like you and like
Harvey, thank you for coming on.
hey, if you guys want to come over,
yeah.
like please. And now people walk up. They're like, they love the videos. They love talking baseball. So it's been really cool.
The Yes crew has been the nicest to us, and that's what we just didn't know, like, if like are we stepping on people's toes, are we annoying people, or we didn't want to be seen as just like two jerks on Twitter making jokes. And it's like, we're trying to do this like for real, like we're having fun. But Coney, Curry, Ruco, I mean, even like Medvin.
Don't ever
Kay.
tell Medvin he's helpful.
Okay. Most sassiest guy.
Don't ever tell him. His head's gonna be. It won't even fit in
Not
the
helpful, but nice. They're so nice.
He's nice. They're all.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing about working at ES, for the most part, we have a pretty good crew.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good people that work there. So
really nice.
Quick trivia for Roosevelt's T-shirt.
Oh, you want to win a shirt?
Well,
Okay.
Let me see what they look like first.
They gave us like 80 shirts, Meredith.
So you have to take one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I already have that one.
Do you have this Sandlot one? It's Benny being chased by the dog.
No, I don't have that one.
And there's this kind of cool one. I don't know what
we were
kind
kind of skeptical of it. It's the Benny the Jet Rodriguez like jersey.
Yeah.
It's kind of a flex. I don't know. I didn't think I'd be into it.
You have a Christmas present you need to give out?
I'm not into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Jake, you have a
Alright,
trivia
I
question?
don't
I have
know
a trivia.
Who I'm giving it to.
I have a trivia.
What kind of trivia is this?
What would
the hardest.
What would you say your baseball knowledge is? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 is Jimmy, 1 is Jake.
I want to do like fun trivia.
Okay.
I want to
We
do
could-
like.
we could do
Oh,
fun
give us a
trivia.
topic.
Let's see.
Ooh, yeah.
TV, music,
Let's do like movies or TV.
movies.
He's my movies guy.
Like I talk baseball all day. Let's
my
do
movies
something
guy.
fun.
Okay. Well,
Comedies. Let's do
Thinking
comedies.
Comedy movie trivia.
Yep. You want one? You got
You're
one?
on it. You're the movie guy.
Okay. But this is hard. We got to figure this out now. Hold on. Movies.
Okay.
I just
comedy?
changed the game.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
changed
yeah,
the game
yeah.
on you.
Let's have a little sidebar over here.
Okay, sidebar.
All right, I'm not listening.
Are we saying the sidebar into the mics?
No. Okay. Okay, we're good.
And this is all this is all going down. This is taking an extra 5 minutes, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
I'm
no
sorry.
idea anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Name one of the lead actors
Oh boy.
from the film Dumb and Dumber. 5, 4, 3,
Wait,
2,
Carrie.
1. Yes, you win the
I
Roosevelt
was
shirt.
I was gonna say Lloyd Christmas.
We,
It's not his
that would have
real name.
counted.
Yeah, that would have counted.
We've
and
been giving like very easy trivia. So,
So basically, like
Jack
idiot
Curry was
proofing it.
Jack
Yeah.
Curry was sweating. Well, because people
Yeah.
are sweating. Like, oh my god,
You'll like
I don't
this.
want to. Like, people are gonna be like, how did you not know that?
we asked Jack Curry who had the most saves on the 2019 Yankees, and he gave us an angry look for 5 seconds, and he's like, "Are these little shits trying to trick me?"
He's like, there's got to be something I'm not seeing here.
Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes,
pretty
We
safe one.
celebrated, and he's like, good one.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Meredith.
thank
You're
you for joining
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you back in spring.
Sounds good.
Tampa.